Greetings, fellow patriots. It's time for another observation of truth. And the subject I want to talk about is all of these so-called white supremacists or white nationalists. And I say so-called because these people actually are not white supremacists. They are not white nationalists. In fact, there's no such thing as a white nationalist. That's just a term that they use to try to project the lie that Nazis and fascists are right-wing when they're actually left-wing. And by the way, they had nationalism under communism. But, these so-called white nationalists, we know who they are. We know that they're feds, they're paid puppets. We know who's paying them, and that would be Democrats and the corrupt, liberal, leftist Southern Poverty Law Center and globalists like George Soros and the Rothschilds, etc. I'm laughing at all these useful idiots that are buying into all of this because they're too stupid to understand that they're being manipulated. See, the goal of all of this garbage that's happening is to try to create a race war, because that's what the elites want. They want some kind of tragedy that, they can use and manipulate so they can have an excuse to create more rules and laws and regulations to strangle away all of our rights. They already tried it, with allowing Antifa and BLM to loot and riot and destroy public and private property. And it pretty much didn't work because they're only destroying their own Democrat hellholes, which are the minority. They don't dare bring their crap to red cities and states because they would get their faces kicked in or something worse. But that's what this is about. This is about them trying to create a race war. It's about division. It's about class warfare, which benefits the rich and powerful corporate socialists that owns big governments and big corporations. And it's sad that people are so stupid that they don't understand that's what's happening. And by the way, beware of people who call themselves conservatives and they're supporting these so-called white nationalists or white supremacists. They're not real socialists, and they're definitely not real MAGA. Because conservatives and Christians don't support National Socialism or fascism. And by the way, I use the word National Socialism to point out that Nazis are socialists and fascists are socialists also, because Nazism is a version of socialism. Is a version of fascism. And by the way, I can still prove that it's all leftist. I'm wondering when people are going to finally get it. When they're finally going to understand that they're being controlled and manipulated. It's like with all these little groups that you see, whether it's Nazis, communists, fascists, Islamic fascists, the LGBTQIA plus fascists, the KKK, BLM, Antifa, all of these groups. All of them are nothing more than useful idiots, political prostitutes who have been programmed to believe that they are being individuals or fighting for something. But what they're really doing is they're fighting to create division and class warfare, which benefits their rich and powerful corporate socialist masters. I mean, this is just another tactic. I wonder, am I the only one that actually can see what's going on? Am I the only one that understands that this is just a division tactic? I mean, we had this crap before. It was called Charlottesville. Remember Charlottesville? Well, it turns out that the leftist Southern Poverty Law Center was the ones behind that garbage, along with George Soros. And they were paying protesters on both sides. By the way, there are no real Nazis and fascists anymore. Just for your information. And even if they were, like I said, Nazis and fascists are still leftists. You know, that's just like communists and Islamic fascists, they're leftists. It's the only reason why they try to say that Nazis and fascists and the KKK are right wing is because they want to create more division and class warfare. You know, it's a bunch of useful idiots who believe that their version of socialism is the correct version. Just like all the other useful idiots, you know, that think that socialism is free handouts and entitlements because government loves you, you know, and those are the ones, you know, that deny that Nazis, communists, and fascists and Islamic fascists are socialists. They have a means of controlling every little group of useful idiots and political prostitutes you can name. Me, I choose no side except the side of Jesus. And FYI, if you go and you look in the Bible, you'll see that all of this stuff was predicted. Wars and rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. Jesus talked about it. He talked about that there'll be race wars. When he said nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Well, guess what the word for nation or kingdom is in Greek? The word is ethnos. That's where we get the word ethnic or ethnicity. And it's happening right before our eyes. Most people don't understand it. All this stuff that you're seeing is all planned. Just like the fake pandemic. It was planned. They used a fake pandemic to steal an election. Then they tried to cover it up with January 6th. That was instigated actually by Democrats and feds. And they used BLM and Antifa disguised as Trump supporters. We have pictures of them, and we can actually identify them. Connecting them with pictures to their own Antifa and BLM websites. Especially Philadelphia chapter of Antifa. If you don't think all of this is planned, then you're pretty much just stupid. And if you call yourself a conservative and you support all of these white supremacist idiots, then you're not a conservative, because you can't be a socialist and be a conservative, since conservatism is based in Judeo-Christian ethic. Well, I thought I'd put that out there just for all of you to think about. Don't fall for the lies and don't fall for the propaganda. Well, till next time, stay safe, patriots. Keep fighting. Defend the Republic at all costs.